Niranjan, and welcome to the Innovation Spotlight of the Wadhwani Catalyst Fund. At the Catalyst Fund, we want to spotlight on entrepreneurs who are doing great work in the field in which they are, and we believe Footwork is doing some path-breaking work in the field of creating livelihoods. Livelihoods is an area where we are very focused, and we are running several programs and funding programs to drive this objective. So we'd love to hear some of your thoughts in the gig economy space that you're operating in, and get your insights in terms of how millions and millions of jobs are going to get created.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Ratna. My name is Niranjan. I'm one of the founders of Footwork. Footwork is a cloud call center. We are building a software product plus a marketplace for companies to hire trained callers on demand. The way our product functions is that companies can set up their profile on a dashboard and set the objective for calling. And we have gig workers who are working across, who are trained in telecalling and can speak in multiple languages to take on these calling projects. So it's what we like to call a cloud call center as a service. So as a company, you don't have to worry about anything, no headaches. You only pay for output. And as a worker, as a gig worker with us, you can work at your own time, at your own schedule, and earn a healthy income from your own homes with the skill, with no investments at all, and get started on our platform.
In the last few years, there's been a lot of buzz around this gig economy, right? A lot of jobs in India are at the bottom of the pyramid, and the companies which are focused on providing jobs to them through the use of technology are really taking off right now. So what is your view on this sector, and where do you think it will go from here?
Platforms have always existed, right? There have been companies like Teamly, Quest, who kind of in the early 2000s have also kind of productized one part of the staffing industry, right? And employed a large number of people, in fact. So I think in the early stages, since the gig economy is always present, and there was always a need to kind of formalize it with technology, right? There are multiple factors, and while it addresses the bottom of pyramid, one of the challenges to actually formalize this, and what we saw, was that it's very difficult to train people. You have to train on scale, and only after that someone is actually able to complete the jobs. And I think that's where it started turning around, as more and more people started getting access to smartphones, getting access to skill development programs easily on their phones itself. I think that's where the gig economy in itself started changing in India. With the blue and the grey collar segment right now, we are able to actually take jobs to these people, right? Get them to work from their own homes or their own locality. I think that's been a large change. And overall also, like, as the tech literacy is improving, there are new business models that companies like us, where we are focusing more on output, helping businesses also save around 20 to 25% in terms of costs, right? So I think it's kind of all the pieces of the puzzle in the gig economy, with technology, with the more intent of people, with literacy, is helping people grow and become a part of the formal gig economy system right now.
What was it that really helped kind of evolve this sector and make it more formal?
I think it started when everyone started getting access to data, right? Access to smartphones. The second is that there has been a sudden shift to work from home, right? And what that does is that for a lot of people who are in the bottom grey collar economy, who are probably moving to an urban area, paying rent additionally and working and sending some money back home, who are probably home right now, are able to do the same job that they were doing, right? And there is a significant saving of cost for them, right? So if you think of every gig worker as an individual business, then you start thinking of them as that, okay, I used to first get, say, 10,000 rupees, of which I used to pay 2,000 as rent, 1,000 on food. Now suddenly you've saved additional money, right? You're working from home. You don't have to travel. There's some flexibility around the timings you can work with. So I think those changes in behavior are kind of compressed from what we were expecting, say 2-3 years down the line, to something which is much faster now. I think those are the 2-3 factors that have been playing in the background, which has kind of strengthened the gig economy, right? One is access to data and smartphones to learn and do your job there, and working from home as a culture in a sense being forced into and now becoming a norm. And the last is the payment ecosystem, which has made it so much easier to pay people, right? So that I think all those three things put together has built a lot of trust and infrastructure to kind of have the tailwinds for this industry.
There are a lot of companies right now which are kind of, jumping and joining the bandwagon, correct? What actually differentiates Footwork from the rest of them, and how is your model superior to the others, and what really works when you're building a model in this space?
We've actually been working in the gig economy space for some time now, and we have a very good understanding of the factors that are required to make gig economy businesses work. And I think that is based on a few insights that we had. Right, the first was building something for output versus resources. Right, there's a traditional functional model where you are paying for resources. Right, you're essentially paying for number of people and not the output. Right, if you're able to align the business to pay for the output that someone is actually generating, it creates a very transparent system that helps save costs, plus also helps to pass on a larger part of the cost to the gig worker who's earning, right? Because suddenly you're removing a lot of the hidden costs that were there within the ecosystem due to the inefficiencies, right? So the earnings also go up, plus there's a cost saving that happens from a company perspective. The second is from I think a core insight was about training, and we spoke about that briefly, but without training there is no gig economy. And I think that is an integral part of our system. Right now we have interactive training. We've built it in a way that we can train millions of people for this one job. And that's in fact the third insight, right? It has to be very, very focused. We surely want to be a part of all jobs in the gig economy in the future, especially in this segment. But we understood that focus is key. And we are building with that focus, right? We are solving one problem. We're training people on one problem. And we're looking to generate jobs in that one market where we already know a lot of jobs already exist, right? So we chose a market where we knew that the demand is very high for jobs, and we want to train people to take on those jobs. And I think those are the three key factors which have kind of differentiated us. And since we are output focused, the product focus is also on training and deploying and getting the work done. Right, that's where our focus is, not on being a recruitment tool only, or not on being a performance management tool only. We want companies to sign up and set up projects, and everything gets handled end to end on our platform. I think that focus on output is what makes us different from some of the other players in this space, and the focus on like having one industry or one kind of job and making it work there is, I think, what we believe in very strongly.
If I just have to summarize what you said, I think the holy grail over here is basically output, right? So you want output for the gig workers in terms of the compensation, better compensations, better roles, better access, better environment for that matter, right?
Yep.
And for your companies and clients in terms of better output, and enabling them to pay exactly for what they're getting, rather than just get a resource on board and then have the headache of training and getting them to perform, etc. So I think this is a wonderful model, and this really can change the way in which India, which is a very resource intensive market, and where we've always said that our demographics are going to be our edge, our ace card. I think you guys are really helping to sharpen that ace card or sharpen that edge. So congratulations, all the very best. Thank you for joining us, and keep up the great work, and hope together we can create a difference and impact a whole lot of livelihoods.
Thank you.